Well, welcome back to my studio. I have been sequestered in here painting away. I've kind of taken a break from the step-by-step vlogs. Just after those great big paintings, I just needed a little break. But today I'm working on a piece that's just a fun painting for Mother's Day. It's coming up, and just my collectors, I like to offer them some special paintings for Mother's Day, Valentine's. So this one is hummingbirds and daylilies. And I'm going to be working on this daylily right now. I showed you at the beginning the complete painting. And so now I start working. This is the centers of these orange daylilies are actually yellow with a little bit of green in them. So for this deep center, I'm using some of my cadmium yellow medium plus some mud. And the mud is 2 parts of ultramarine blue and 1 part of alizarin crimson. And these centers are kind of, yellow kind of comes up into the petals. And then the actual petals, the orange color, I'm using several mixtures of my cadmium orange and then alizarin crimson and cadmium red light and then just pure cadmium orange. And this right here is a mixture of my alizarin crimson plus some cadmium orange. And these get a little bit darker. In fact, let me show you my reference material. These orange daylilies are some that we had growing at our old home, and we just had a whole bed of them, and they all different colors, and I just always love these orange ones. They're just a beautiful, beautiful flower. The blooms only last for 1 day, but the plants are covered with just a profusion of blooms, and so you get, they just flower and flower and flower. And so anyway, they have kind of, after the yellow, they have kind of a darker red-orange area, and then as the blossoms come over, they get lighter orange. So I'm using, again, that darker mixture of my alizarin crimson plus cadmium orange. And that comes around. And now I'll start adding then some of the orange as these petals turn over. Now this gets a highlight here. Then the petals they curl over, so as it curls back under, it gets a little darker. This goes into shadow. I like the way that ends right there, so I'm just going to bring some of my green mixtures from those long strap-like leaves of the daylilies. These are mixtures of my cadmium yellow medium plus a little bit of lemon yellow plus phthalo blue plus white. And I just like the way that shape is, so I'm just going to leave that. You get, we call that just a happy accident. You get a nice brush stroke and it's like, oh, I want to keep that. Then I get a little lighter edge. The edges kind of curl up a little bit, catching the light. And so that comes around there. Then down the center of the petals is just a kind of a vein, spine. I'm not exactly sure what you call it, but it's a little bit lighter. Now, you notice I keep cleaning out my brush and wiping it. That's the secret to nice, pretty color on your canvas. I want to soften this edge of my flower, that petal where it comes down here, because that makes it go back around. And then this edge here catches a little more light. The light's coming in from the upper left, and so that's as we get there. Now I'm using, this is called a bright brush. It has a square tip, and it really, I love these brushes. And brushes are very individual. What works for me may not work for you. But once I discovered these brushes, I really, that's my go-to brush. I can pull a wider, flat area, or I can use the side to make a smaller stroke. I'm going to pull some of this green back in here too. I like the way that's. I want those greens back there to just be kind of dark and fall back in back of the petal. In fact, this is a brush stroke I'm going to make of phthalo blue plus white, and that just brings some coolness back in there. That also helps accentuate then the warmth on the petals. This petal I'm going to let the light hit it here a little bit more. And this one kind of comes back under. You can see how I twisted that brush to make that brush stroke. This again is, I just love these brushes. It's just very versatile. Allows me to do quite a bit. And I'm going to re-add to that highlight here. We're just heard a news conference from our Governor Abbott here in Texas, and it sounds like we're going to start reopening some businesses on May 1st. And I'll allow businesses to kind of reopen. They can only open at 25% capacity, but they're allowing restaurants, and I know it's really going to be great for the economy. And we just have to maintain our social distancing and be careful, particularly the older population, which I guess I are one of those now, 65 and older, but just barely. But it's just wonderful. I know so many people who are, their jobs, they've been on furlough, and they're wondering how they're going to make ends meet, and it's just fabulous. We have to be very, very careful. You know, we're going to monitor, but we've got to get our country back to working and get our economies back, and there are very, very safe ways to be able to do this. So I'm really excited about that, and I still, my schedule has never really changed, because you know, as an artist, I work at home. My studio's at home, and so this has really not been any different for me. I get out a couple of times a week, go to church, and maybe go to the grocery store, and that's about it. So my schedule hasn't changed a lot, but I know a lot of people have, and it's going to be nice to see things kind of start getting back to normal. Of course, everything has to be monitored. People have to stay safe, and it's going to be a gradual process, but this has been a whole new experience for all of us. And I pray that as we get back, that, you know, we've learned a lot of good things during this, and I pray, you know, I've seen people reaching out to each other, neighbors helping neighbors, and I just pray that that continues. I don't want to go back totally to the way we were. I want people to keep that concern for each other and love and all that we've seen blossoming during this time of being safe at home. And let's just maintain that. That's really important. You know, there's been a lot of hardship in this, but there's also been good things, and that's very, very important to maintain that. Anyway, as this curls back under, it gets darker. And then this side, the petal gets some more light here. I don't want this to be real light here. I want it to go back into darkness so it doesn't take your eye out of the picture. If I were allow that to just be super light, it would pull your eye out of the painting. So I'm going to let this petal come around and bring us back in. Bring us back into the painting. Just a little bit here. And that brings us, that just brings the eye back into the painting, the viewer's eye. These daylilies are such delicate flowers, and they just, hummingbirds love getting around them. These guys are just dancing, and they're delighted. In fact, it's just fun to hear their little squeaks and as they come and find new flowers and everything. So I love hummingbirds. They just are such beautiful little creatures, and it's always just makes my heart smile every time I see them or hear their little squeaks. So there's our orange daylily. And I just thank you so much for watching today. Please subscribe to my YouTube videos. I also have a blog. The link is in the description below. I also have the address on the final frame of my YouTube video. And just you can subscribe to that too. So you have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Wear your mask when you go out and maintain your social distancing. And it won't be long before we can hug all those people that we love, our friends and everything. But right now we just have to kind of follow the rules and stay safe, and this too shall pass. So anyway, God bless you all, and with prayers and hugs, have a great day.